Hey there everyone, Hitesh here back again with another video, and today we are talking about the most amazing arrow functions. Now, one of the reason why arrow functions are so popular is because everybody loves them. They are so short, makes a lot of sense, and this is something which first time when you see that you don't like it, but eventually when you work on the stuff, you just say thank you so much. We do have arrow functions. It makes code so much clearer. But again, remember me, when the first time people actually see that, it becomes like not so friendly. I don't like it. It's stuff like that. Happens to everyone. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do some stuff. So first of all, I would like to have a new exercise file. So I'm gonna just create a new folder, and still it creates inside it. So it's gonna be 01 advanced, and this is not so advanced, if I can write that correct. It's not so advanced, it's like the basic stuff, but so let's just get started with that. And obviously I would like to move that outside. Come on, move that, and there we go. Now I can close this intermediate. I can go into advanced and can start creating a new file. So this is going to be simply arrow.js. So there we go. We're going to get started with arrow. And there we go. Okay. Now, in order to understand these arrow functions, first and foremost, we need to write a function in the way how we have been writing this throughout this series. Basic function 101 back, because it's so much easier to just kind of get I don't know what to say, the context from this basic function into the next one. So let's get started and write our very first function. And I hope many of you are aware of that, how we did that. Yes, of course, there are many ways of writing the function, but let's just say I want a simple function that says just hello. So I'm going to create equals function and then pair of parentheses, and then we just use something known as return. Come on, return, and something like this. And we used to say, hey, there, and then probably use this guy. And let's just say we are also taking a name as parameter. There we go. And we just say name, and then probably this guy, something like this, and stuff like that. Okay. So no big deal. We have done this so many times. This should be as simple as it could be as you're standing at this point on this series. So we're going to log that, and we're going to log that, say hello, and we're going to pass it like Sammy, and we have to pass it in the codes. Something like this, Sammy. There we go. So let's just expect what this is going to do. So we're going to simply open up our terminal, and we're going to move into 01 advanced, go there, and we're going to run this file. So we're going to say arrow.js. There we go. Hey there, Sammy. No big deal at all. We have done this probably so many times. So how we can convert this function into an arrow function. Also, we're going to talk about a little bit of the advanced stuff. So what I'm going to do, just to keep this as a reference, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to comment this for you, and we're going to just move some lines ahead, and there we go. So in order to convert a regular function into an arrow function, first of all, it's super simple. What you do is you remove this word function here. That's the step number one. Okay. And instead of the parameter and everything remains same, and what you use is an equal sign and this guy. Okay. So this is your basic arrow function. Okay. So you might be saying, hey, this looks almost same, and we just remove the function word and use this arrow. Doesn't really make sense to me. And yes, initially it didn't make much sense to me, but eventually when I worked into that, it became so easy and stuff. Now, most of the advanced stuff that we are going to learn in the JavaScript is something which is syntactic sugar. And in fact, most of them is in syntactic sugar. I'll explain these things a little bit better, step-by-step process. As you know, I always like to go thoroughly everything. So save that, and we're going to run this again to make sure that yes, everything is working fine and properly. Okay, there we go. So this is something which you'll be seeing quite a lot. So there we go. Now this is one type of arrow functions. Like again, as I told you, these are all syntactic sugar. You'll be seeing every variety of the code. Now next step is when we are using something as advanced JavaScript, we don't like to use these double quotes much often because it is so much pain to use these plus signs and everything. So remove that, use your favorite backticks, and we're going to simply say, hey there, and then use $sign and pair of curly braces and something like that, and we can just directly pass on name here. Is it going to work fine? Yes, absolutely. We can at any point run this and can verify, yes, it works. Okay. So what are these backticks? These are known as literals, string literals. A lot of people call them with different name. I just call them backtick syntax, and that's it. So this is the step number one. We have converted from this function to this point. Now also you will notice something different here, that when you're using arrow functions and you just have like one line to return, you don't have a big block of code which is doing multiple things for you, you will be seeing stuff like that we remove these curly braces just like that. Okay, and we also remove this return keyword, and also everything goes to the same line. So there we go. Now notice previously we were using like 3 lines for just this thing, and now we can just go ahead and do that in just one single line. Is it gonna work? Yes, absolutely, it's gonna work. Clear the screen, run that, same result, no problem at all. And this is the big goal of these arrow function, to reduce down the complexity as much as possible. The code is, at initial level, you might be saying, hey, it's so much harder to read to define a block of code. And yes, I do agree with you. Initially, it's a little bit harder even to read, but eventually when you'll be working in things like Node.js or React Native or React or Angular, you will be looking forward that, hey, this is actually much better and it's a cleaner code. And this is all that we have. Now also I have seen that people, whenever they want to use these arrow functions or something, they always like to use arrow functions but with the pair of curly braces. Totally fine, totally personal preference. Nobody's gonna say, hey, you're doing bad. No, it's totally okay. Even in some points, I even prefer to use these curly braces because it defines my block of code cleanly. And if somebody else is going to read my code, which happens a lot, then it's much more easier to figure them out that what it is doing actually. So this is our basic stuff. Now we are completely ready to do with the arrow functions. Bear with me. There's a lot to discuss in the arrow functions, but we'll be moving on to this a little bit slowly. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to just keep it right there. Okay. Now moving on to the next part, now where you'll be using these arrow functions, and whenever there is a callback, we have seen so many like find and all these find index and all of that, they require some kind of callback. We were passing writing function keyword and all of that. In those places, you will be like almost every time you're going to be seeing an arrow function being passed on. This is kind of a standard now everywhere, and you'll be seeing that quite a lot. So let's just do some of the fun stuff, and I'm going to give you some assignments as well, so watch this closely. So we're going to create our Trello. So we're going to call this as to-dos, and we are going to have an array of objects. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3. Now just like previously we have done, our to-do is going to have 2 things: title, if I can write that correct, and title is going to be my favorite, by bread. There we go. And it's going to have is done. I can write that correct. And this is going to be like true. So this is our first one. Let's just go ahead and move to the second one. And we're going to have title. This is going to be go to gym, please. And is done. This is going to be like true. I went to gym. I promise. I was there. And one more, which is going to be title. Oops, there we go. Enter title. And this is going to be something like record YouTube videos. That is actually I'm doing. So all to-dos are done. And we're going to have is done. That is going to be, let's just say for some fun stuff, we're going to say true, false on that. Okay. So now that our to-do is defined, we obviously know how we can dig up into this because it's an array. So all the functions like find index, and whatever we have learned so far is already there. Now, what we want to do is we want to pick up only the to-dos which are done, which are true. Okay. So how we can do that? Now here comes the single example of this callback functions, and usage of this arrow functions comes handy. So we're going to write a simple function which can go through with this to-dos and can pick up only the to-dos which are done true. Okay, so let's just see how we can do that. So we're gonna have const, I'm gonna call this as things done, just to make sure we are giving easy name on here. Okay, so how we're gonna do that is really simple. We're gonna call this to-dos, and there are many options in here. One of them is this filter. And as I put a pair of parentheses, notice it says it requires a callback fn. It simply stands, it requires a callback function, and you can just pass on your condition that you really want to do. And only when the condition is going to met, it's going to return only those elements in this entire array. So remember, listen to this closely. This filter, just like for each, loops through every single object and returns the only one which are meeting up the condition. Okay, so we have to pass on a callback function. Okay, so previously what we were doing, we were writing this function, pair of parentheses, then these things and stuff like that. We were writing it. There is no exception of that. We will be still doing it, but just in the arrow function. So let me hit Command Z a couple of times and pair of parentheses, and then we'll be using an arrow function, and we are going to be using pair of parentheses just for a moment. Now previously this for each was able to access the to-do. Just like that, filter is also able to access each individual to-do in the to-dos. Okay, pretty clear. And now we are going to return something from it. So what we're going to say is we are going to return, and what you have to return is dependent how you want to shape up this condition. In this case, I want to simply check to do. It has a function is done, and I want to check if it is equals to true. There we go. Basic stuff. Nothing big we are doing here. Okay. Okay, so now that our function is ready, it's not basically a function, it's just a variable which is holding the result of this function filter. So what we're going to do is log this things done just like that. And we're going to open up our terminal, and we are going to simply say, there we go. So hey there, Sammy is coming up from there, but notice only the to-dos which are being done is only being returned. So that's a nice thing, but we haven't actually truly used the arrow function what we have learned here. So what we can do is, yes, you know that, we're going to remove this curly braces, okay? And we are also going to remove this return thing here till here. And there we go. And notice this is our filter, and in just one line we are able to do it now. So this is impressive, and we're going to save that and clean the board and run that again, and notice still we are getting the same result. And notice previously we were taking so many lines, it was a little bit complex, but this is now much more cleaner and easier. At first you might be saying this is not easier for me, but trust me, when we work on the Node.js or something like that, it becomes so much easier with these functions. Okay, now it's time for your assignment. Okay, so this is all good. Now what I want you to do is create a to-do list with 6 elements. 3 should be true, 3 should be false, all randomly assigned. Okay, also you have to create a simple things not done function, or a simple variable things not done. It should use a filter and somehow figure out that how you can do the things where all the to-dos which are not done should only be printed out. And not only that, you should not print the whole object here. You should only print the title of it. Very important. I repeat my assignment: create a simple to-dos with 6 elements or 6 objects inside it, 3 true, 3 false, and create a simple things not done, and that should only return the title of the to-do which are not done. Okay, and post down it in the comment section or the discussion section. And that's it for the arrow function as of now, and I'm going to surely catch you up in the next video.